So the most important output of education, in a way, over everything else, is motivation. The kind of education that creates that is something that people feel is for them, is rewarding, that they participate in shaping and that they can see the point of, I suppose. And too much of the problem of education is that young people don't feel that, and as a result disinvest or drop out. And so we need forms of learning that really engage, particularly the 30 or 40% of kids who often feel that in secondary school education stops being for them. We need to make it more personal, more active, more fun, but also hard work. Hard work but good fun.
Well, we're trying to educate all the young people so that no one would drop out, because I think the big challenge for us is the demographic change, which is facing Finland very quickly. The age groups are smaller and smaller, and the older people are retiring, so we need all the hands and everybody to work in the labor market.
The speed in which it is changing the labor market is clearly higher than the speed in which the education system is changing, and maybe the gap between both systems is getting greater and greater. So one of the main points that we have been discussing is how to adapt the education system to the changing conditions in the labor market in order to adapt the curricula to this new situation.
Quality public education requires good teachers, well-qualified teachers, teachers who are committed and can have the enabling environment. And that is the task of the ministries, to create this enabling environment to enable this kind of good education to occur. And they cannot do this alone. They must do it together with the social partners, with the trade unions, with the providers of education, with the teachers themselves, and of course with broader groups in the society, including business and industry.
It's the training of the teachers and how do you effectively teach with technology. It's changing the dynamic of the classroom, where the students bring to class or in class are doing research, are exploring information. They're in control of the class. The teacher is more of a role of a facilitator and managing the discussions that take place and the sharing of information, but the teacher isn't necessarily the focal point of the classroom.
A teacher that really made a difference in my life was my math teacher. He was able to bring a different perspective about math into my life and was able to tell individually how I learned and how I accepted information. He brought me tools and ways that I could take that type of learning and take it out of his classroom and apply it in my real life.
To create an appetite, a desire, a love of learning. And with that comes this idea of thinking critically, which is a skill that's going to serve you for your whole life. And that is what you can develop at school. But it's difficult. It's much easier to do standardized testing because that's something that governments can use and schools can use and teachers can use.
Every other minister and every sector has to account to account to the president what they do for education. So for instance, health needs to have programs to say in health we'll do testing of all hearing, speech and other things as part of our contribution. Infrastructure, they have to say from our budget we are going to make sure that the roads, all roads to schools are well. ICTs have to also say in terms of ICT rollout, this is how we prioritize education. So that every ministry in terms of their own programs has to have educational support as number one and then do other things that they're supposed to do.